One of the more concerning developments reported recently about the Finch West LRT project was an incident involving smoke and flames coming from one of the light rail vehicles. According to reports, overhead power lines somehow came loose and fell directly on top of the vehicle during testing. This led to a dramatic scene where smoke and even flames were seen cascading from the roof. The incident took place on Monday, April 21st. Toronto Fire Services responded to reports of flames and smoke coming from the roof of the vehicle, which were caused by overhead power lines that had fallen onto it. The power was promptly disconnected and no injuries were reported. This incident understandably raised a lot of eyebrows amongst transit watchers and the general public. Overhead catenary systems, the wires that provide power to light rail vehicles, are a crucial but delicate part of the LRT infrastructure. They are designed with layers of protection and redundancy to prevent exactly this kind of failure. For a wire to come loose and land on a moving or stationary vehicle suggests a significant problem, whether with installation, maintenance practices, or even the quality of the material used. While it's important to note that no injuries were reported and the system is still in its testing phase, an incident involving visible fire is serious. It raises legitimate concerns about the state of readiness for the Finch West LRT. Ensuring the reliability and safety of the overhead wiring system is essential before the line can be declared fit for daily operation, especially since the power system is one of the backbone components of any electric light rail network. This event also feeds into the broader cautious attitude many Torontonians have towards the announced August 2025 opening date. After years of delays and setbacks, and with highly publicized mishaps like this, it's only natural that people would wonder if more problems will emerge during final testing. It's encouraging that officials are still pushing forward, but incidents like this show why patience, detailed inspections, and rigorous safety verifications are necessary before letting passengers onto the new line. In short, the smoke and fire incident is another reminder that while the Finch West LRT is close to completion, substantial completion isn't the same as being ready for passengers. The system must not only be physically complete, but safe, reliable, and fully tested under real-world conditions. That's why, although there's reason to hope the line will open by late summer, cautious optimism is still the smartest outlook. Toronto's Finch West Light Rail Transit project, initially slated for completion in 2021, has faced multiple delays, pushing the anticipated opening to August 2025. While recent developments suggest progress, several factors contribute to cautious optimism regarding this timeline. As of early 2025, construction crews continue to work on minor curb, sidewalk, milling, road utilities, landscaping, and final paving between Sentinel Road and Tangiers Road along Finch Avenue West. These activities, scheduled from January 1st to June 30th, 2025, indicate that while major construction is complete, finishing touches are still underway. Metrolinx has reported that light rail vehicle operator training validation was completed in March 2025, with power control training expected to conclude by the end of April 2025. Additionally, occupancy of Finch West Station is anticipated in spring of 2025. Despite these advancements, challenges remain. Metrolinx is withholding approximately $500 million from the consortium responsible for the project until it is deemed substantially complete. This financial contention underscores the complexities involved in large-scale infrastructure projects. Local residents express skepticism due to previous delays. While test trains are operational, the community remains cautious, having experienced multiple postponed opening dates. The Finch West LRT project has made significant strides towards completion, with key operational milestones being met. However, ongoing construction activities, financial disputes, and public skepticism contribute to a cautious outlook on the projected August 2025 opening. While optimism is warranted, it is tempered by the project's complex history and remaining challenges. The Finch West Light Rail Transit LRT project in Toronto has experienced several delays and challenges since its inception. Initially part of the Transit City Plan in 2007, the project aimed to enhance public transit across Toronto. In 2009, the Ontario government committed to funding the line, with an opening projected for 2013. However, in 2010, budget constraints led to the cancellation of an extension to the east, and in 2010 through 2012, Mayor Rob Ford's administration cancelled the project entirely. It was only reinstated in 2012 after City Council voted to continue the plan. By 2015, Metrolinx had planned to begin construction in 2016, with an expected completion date in 2021. However, delays in vehicle procurement, particularly with Bombardier, pushed the anticipated opening to 2022. In 2018, the Mosaic Transit Group was awarded the contract to design, build, and maintain the LRT, with a revised opening date of 2023. Despite significant progress in 2021, such as the installation of the first traction power substation and the commencement of the light rail vehicle testing in 2022, the opening was deferred once again to 2024. In August of 2024, the Mosaic Transit Group filed a lawsuit against the Ontario government, claiming that the Toronto Transit Commission involvement as the operator interfered with their contract obligations. This legal dispute further complicated the timeline. By September of 2024, while the construction of all stations and stops was completed, the official opening date remained unclear, creating public skepticism about whether the project would ever meet its projected timeline. In April of 2025, a test vehicle incident involving the overhead power lines resulted in a fire, highlighting an ongoing operational concern. Now, despite this, the project opening date was still set for August of 2025. However, given the previous delays, legal issues, and the recent incident, the public remains cautiously optimistic. While progress has been made, challenges continue to arise, making it clear that the completion of the Finch West LRT is still subject to uncertainty. This experience serves as a reminder of the complexities involved in large-scale transit projects and the difficulties in meeting ambitious timelines. Of course, what will come to mind for most of us is what happened in Ottawa with their LRT when it first opened. It had also faced several budget overruns and delays. Then once it finally opened, they had all kinds of maintenance and mechanical issues with the system. One of the most notable was when trains derailed and wheel assemblies became twisted in the tracks. Metrolinx is probably trying to delay the opening of this LRT and not rush it out so that they can catch these problems with it before it opens to preserve public confidence. However, the question will become if they are going to actually be able to find everything that is wrong with it before it opens. Right now, that is really up in the air. I think that having more LRTs in the city in their right-of-way is pretty cool. I just don't think that they belong on a street as busy as Eglinton Avenue, and I think that we have much less transit infrastructure than we already need, even with these lines being opened by the end of the summer. After that, we will need to see how long it will take before the first day comes that shuttle buses will be replacing the LRT on a section, or even the entire line completely because of some kind of maintenance or reliability issue. But I suspect that we won't be waiting too long for that day to come. Transit projects like these are great, but they need to work. Don't forget that we have not built an LRT in this city before. In fact, we have not built anything similar to this since the St. Clair right-of-way streetcar was made, and that was back in the 70s. And oh boy, are the people that lived there who still remember those days really sorry about it to this day. I hope that you liked the video. If so, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed and want to be notified of new videos that are released, please click on the Art Toronto button here. This is the video that I would recommend for you to watch next, and I'm sure that you're going to love it. Here's the playlist for all of the latest in transit news and views that you're going to find very informative and interesting. And finally, here is the latest video. Thanks for watching and happy transiting.